We will be discussing today on another type of machines which are used particularly for underwater mining. So, you may be hearing of that many times we do the sand mining. Nowadays, sand has become so important, and sometimes you might have heard that some non-mining activities like river management, they are also, you might have heard this machine's name, that is called dredger. Now, today we will be discussing this dredger, which is a piece of equipment which can dig, transport, dump a certain amount of underwater laying soil in a certain time. That means, we are this machine, dredging machine, it is main job is, if there is a some rock surface or soil surface or anything is there which is below water, it will be cutting from there. It may be two things, it can be sitting on the bank of the river on solid ground and then doing the excavations from the water, or it can be floating on the water and then it is doing the excavations, but at that time while it is moving, at that time also doing the excavations, or it is stationary and doing the excavations. But if it is on water, it will have to be anchored properly, and then this is also a dredging operation. If there is a undersea mining, there is another area of mining, but whether it will be not purely a surface mining, but it comes under, that is a altogether a different subject, that is undersea mining. In this we will not be discussing the all detailed machinery of undersea mining, but if you are interested, you can study that how the Nautilus company, they have been doing in say Mishima basin of Papua New Guinea. They are doing that undersea mining by some ship developed in Belgium. So, there are lot of developments have taken place in the last 10-15 years in that line. But today we will be discussing this dredge, that what are their construction operations and how they are applied. In this figure you can see a dredging which is having a just like a bucket type of things. It is taking the underwater mineral, cutting it over here. You can see that there could be a different type of tools which can be attached here, and hydraulically you can dredge or you can cut the underwater materials. Or we can have, in this figure you can see we are having a cutter head, and then with that it will be sucking the material, and then through a hydraulic transport it will go over here. So, there are lot of things are there. These machines were very much used while the Suez Canal was formed at that time. So, it is also a old machine used for underwater excavations. So, after going through this lecture, you should be able to explain the construction, operation and maintenance aspects of these dredge machines, and also identify the applicability, where you apply, for what purposes, and what are its advantages and disadvantages of different types of dredge you can discuss over there. So, with these objectives, let us see, if you talk about the type of this dredging machine, there are two main types. One is that mechanical dredger, another is hydraulic dredger. Now, if you think of this mechanical dredger, it has got the bucket ladder dredges, or it has got grab dredge and dipper and backhoe dredge. That the photographs which I saw in the first slide, it is a backhoe dredge, or it can be a grab dredge. Sometimes it is also this type of in this grab bucket excavators are used, even it's from some ship unloading they use this type of machines. And this bucket ladder dredge is similar to your bucket chain excavator, whatever we have studied in the bucket chain excavator, that can be used, and that is there. But in the dredging operations, many of them they use the hydraulic dredge. This hydraulic dredge, which can be a plain suction dredge from the below underwater, the material is exactly sucking through this, and then through a pipeline as a slurry form, and it is taking over there. Then you can of course, from the slurry you can separate by filtering the solid part and the liquid part can be removed, that is there. And there is a suction hopper dredge on a ship, the dredging units are attached with that. There is a cutter dredge, this is very commonly used, they have got a cutter head suction dredge. Now, these hydraulic dredges, they include dredging equipment that makes use of the centrifugal pumps. If it is a slurry which is to be sucked, so that where they will be exactly making a pumping from the bottom, and that is done by centrifugal pumps, and then the material will be transported through a pipeline. So, there is a cutter suction dredge, they are exactly called hydraulic dredge, and they are working, there is in a mechanical hydraulic category of machines, and they have got the capability of cutting in all type of soils, that is your sand, clay or rock, because the cutter head it will be loosening, mechanically loosening the rock. If it is hard rock is also there, that will get cut and form chips, and then chips with water they will form the slurry, and the pump is a slurry pump which can take everything over there and pump through the pipeline to take it that, and then it will be transported, whether they will be stored in that barge in the ship on which this dredge is mounted, or from there it can be through a pipeline transported to the rest of the wherever you will be doing the processing of that. So, these are normally when it is working on a water, it will be made stationary. During the working it will be made stationary, it can be anchored, or sometimes there will be some studs on which it will be mounted over there. So, there is a different type of these dredgers are available. These photographs give you a picture how you can see a shape on which you are having a ladder, at the bottom of it we are having the cutting head here. Now, this cutting head exactly you can see here, this cutting head will be loosening the rock mass, and it will be this ladder, it can swing between this range. So, that means that this much part it will be cutting. Now, there is a spudge by which it will be anchored. So, that means this machines during the cutting it is getting stationary, and then again after that whatever the reach of this can exactly, this ladder can move this way and that way, and this can give a rotation this way and that way. So, by standing in one positions it can cut one block. So, after that block is cut, the studs will be removed, and then the ship will be moving forward, and then it will cut like that. This cut material from here it will be pumped, and it will be brought to the barge where this is there, and there it will be having a filter unit when the material will be filtering and all. So, now there is a crane for the maintenance and other operations which are going on. So, like that exactly a dredge or dredging machines work, which is I am telling that operation is exactly not a real surface mining, it is a underwater mining, but definitely it is not an underground mining. So, that is why this machinery is kept under the category of continuous surface mining machinery. Now, you can see here what is this exactly a main features of a, that is your bucket ladder dredger. This is a ladder on which now there is a chain mounted, but just like a bucket chain excavator, you have got this buckets will be cutting, the bucket may be having the teeth and collecting the material, and then the material will be coming over here, and then it will be moving just like I told you previously. So, there is a programmable logic controllers units are there, a hydraulic systems are there, and the structure, they make the main core of the machines. Now, the constructional components wise, these machines also will be having a mining system. That means, as you have seen, it will be having a ladder and a cutter head that will be doing a mining operations, and then this will be exactly that what type of mineral, how they will be cutting, depending on the, you will have to select the equipment, and there the mining means you will have to separate it out. After the cut material is brought to the ship, or that where this dredge is there, you may require to crush them, to grind it, so that really the gold or copper what is there to find out, because they will be mixing in somewhere, hiding in between some rock. So, you will have to crush and grind, and then you will have to beneficiate, that is, you will have to remove the gangue material, and then the main mineralized particle, they will be poured, and then they will be stored over there and can be transported to another ship or barge who will be taking the material to the shore, or that where that will have to be used. Now, the tailings, that means on that ship itself, when you are dredging the material, say mainly in South Pacific Ocean, you have got lot of the shallow depth, and also there are lot of copper and gold rich, that is seabed are there. There the seabed mining is done by this type of dredging, and then when they process it, sometimes for the separating the gold, you have got a process in which you may use cyanide, you may use mercury, and those contaminated things along with the tailings, their disposal is a big problem. Sometimes they can stored and they can be taken out somewhere, or they will be just discarded into the sea. But for discarding that, again there will have to be a chute, or they will be taking a small short conveyor belt, or through slurry pump through a pipe, it will be transported over there. So, depending on the situations, the components of that systems will have to be there. Now, there will be also that your the water which will be taken from that underwater, it will be working, and then they will make the slurry form, and then it will be moving. So, that water, and after the deslurrifications, that water which is coming, that will be again discarded over there. And then there will be also in the machine some winch systems are there. So, that winch will be controlling that your raising and lowering of the ladder, and also that's your the ship mooring operations, many times that will be there. That is why in the machines you have seen there will be a overhead crane also, so that maintenance, other things, movement can be done. Now, let us see in a this type of a bucket ladder dredge, see the components how it is there. The main bucket ladder, this is the ladder on which this chain is there, on which the buckets are mounted. These buckets are cutting and then carrying the material over here. Now, then you can see the next component here, a hoisting and lowering mechanism for the bucket ladder. So, this bucket ladder is hoisted and lowered by either a rope winch or a hydraulic systems are here. Then there is a drive for the hoisting and lowering system. That means, your this hoisting and lowering will have to be done by drive, whether you have to take the power from electric motor or for the diesel engines. About 110 to 170 HP engine will have to be here, diesel engines. From there you make this whole bucket to raise and lower. Then there will be a small crane here, so that the bucket replacements, take out the bucket to put somewhere, they will have to carry it. That maintenance purposes, a crane operation is there, and there is a control room, that control room will be working over here. Then there is a drive for the bucket chain. This bucket chain, this will have to be driven. So, there is a drive motor here which will be running the sprocket on which this chain will be moving, and then the collecting the material and transporting the material will take place. And then there are for the processing purposes, there are different jigs are there in the machine itself, so that the mineral can be processed over there. And there is a screen, large rotary screen, by which this mineral processing will be carried out. Okay. There is also one overhead crane here for heavy equipment lifting and all purposes. And then you can see that there is a stone chute by which the material will be loaded to a that for the discharge purposes. So, that for the discharge of the waste material is collected from these jigs, and then they will be exactly given they will be discarded to the see, or it can be taken out away from there. These are the things you can see the discharge of the material taking place. And the fine waste of the jig is also pumped through a long pipe, that is also given over here. So, thus a machine has got various components. Now, this machine is a suction, another thing is a suction dredger. The suction dredger, this you can see here, there is a cutter and then this is a pipe through which exactly a pump will be here. That pump will be pushing that material through this, and then they will be processed over here and the material will be taken out of it. Now, this as a you can see schematically here, we have got a cutter head and then a pump, and then it is exactly a flexural pipe, so that delivery will be taking over here. So, this whole thing is a pontoon mounted, or this is a pontoon type of, it is what standing on the water. So, this suction dredger, it is a what is done in this, a mixture of the solid and water is passed through the your solid handling centrifugal pump. That pump will be a special pump which is also called slurry pump, and then they will have to take care of that it should not, that its impeller and the blade should not get worn out by the chips, and also the environment, it should not be an acidic. If sometimes some rock, if they when they are making slurry, if the pH value of the water goes less, then the pump maintenance will be a big problem. So, those things are seen over there, and then this is exactly how much it will be lifted, that depending on the depth of it, we will have to design the system, and that is very important. Now, you can see here that how the cutter head look like. In the cutter head, we have got also the tool holder, and then there are the cutting picks fixed over here. Now, that what will be the diameter of it, what will be the number of teeth, what will be the spacing of the teeth, all these things will be depending on how what type of material is being excavated. So, your depending on the soil, if your hard soil, non cohesive or cohesive soils, they have different requirements. Now, dredging in the hard soil will cause wear and tear, so that cutter head need to be replaced regularly. And mind it that under that conditions, this replacement and maintenance, it is a very skilled job. So, that is where exactly this there is you need to learn and study. If you are thinking of working over here, say for example, the Indian rare earths mineral, that they have got number of dredges. Moreover, if you have interest in these machines, you can get job opportunity in the Port Trust of India. For the dredging is also required for maintaining the ports. Other than that, there were some this dredgers. It was of course, it was purchased for the dredging of the Brahmaputra river for flood management, but they could not use it. Ultimately, it was sent to the Kutch coastal area in the coastal area preparations. So, this has got a tremendous use in our country for if we think of our river linking and river navigations, at that time the river bed management and maintenance, dredging will be very much necessary. So, I do not know if this machine is being manufactured in India, or but some form of things can be done. Somebody can take up a new ventures, make in India and start up to design this type of cutter heads and then do. But in sand mining, some smaller version of these machines are working, but what you need to know is that the cutter head speed and the pump capacity, that will be depending on the cutter diameter. So, that means while if you want to work on these machines, how to optimize its performance, these parameters need to be correlated. So, that is a separate study. If any one of you want to take any small mini projects, you can start and come working on these particular aspects of it, how to exactly optimize the production's capacity by maintaining the diameter and the pump matching, and actually that is one area where a lot of works are carried out, lot of research takes place. Now, the How that cutter head exactly work? That is it has got the toothed blades. You can see that blades, that sometimes it is called toothed blades or picks or cutting edge. Now, this need to be replaced, need to be maintained. Now, it is just like a chisel type of bit, so that it can cutting sand, peat or soft clay teeth. So, that if very hard rock comes, then they get damaged. Then the wear and tear of this teeth is significant factor in that cost efficiency of the cutter head. So, if the teeth fails very frequently, your downtime increases, your productivity will decrease, cost of operations will increase. So, that is why you will have to be very careful about its selecting. The dimension and the speed of the cutter head as well as the diameter of the cutter head influence production rates. Now, how it does? It can be easily studied with first you can do a mathematical model of it, and then you can sometimes, if anyone of are interested, you can make a physical model and then do a experimental study of how a cutter head will be performing. A small scale design can be made in the laboratory, and then similar things can be fabricated and produced. So, that type of attempts must be coming out from the young engineers like you. Now, the cutter head speed will influence the amount of spillage. What should be the space? How that will be spillage will take place? It will be going out and putting, it will not go to the pumping area, it will not get pumped, it will be spilling it out. So, how you will maintain that? Now, to do that control, how the data will be collected from there? Exactly, nowadays everybody talk of the machine learning and artificial intelligence. Here in the cutter head, what type of sensors will be exactly monitoring that the spillage is taking place, so that the operator get an idea at what should be the controlling the speeds, or exactly in which way the pump need to be controlled, so that the spillage material is getting collected over there. So, there the mechatronics applications for and that collecting the data and making the machine to learn that what will be that automatically control. So, there if we can bring a manless, that is your manless operations of the dredge, that is an area where your artificial intelligence and machine learning of these machines can do it. So, I am just telling you about, but for that you will have to learn how it works. So, there is a, to work efficiently, a balance has to be made between the cutter speed and the pump capacity to optimize the particle size and the rock dredge in the reduced spillage. So, what type of particle size is coming? So, what type of imaging, underwater camera will have to be used over there. So, taking that image online, can you find out that exactly can you control the formation of the chip size, because the type of the quantity of chip and their size and shape, that exactly affect the pumping capacity and others. So, this is where how the study will have to be carried out. Now, you can see that is exactly in this type of machines where it is working, that cutter head services. I have shown you that this machines in real life, you can imagine how the machine works with this figure. Now, this cutter suction dredgers, the cutter suction dredgers working principle is that it disintegrates or break the cohesion of the soil to be dredged mechanically by rotating cutter head. So, there exactly the principle in rock mechanics, you have studied about the rock properties, but how the dynamics of the rock cutting and this how this will be breaking under what type of that is exactly, there comes mainly the design of how you will be fixing the different cutters onto the cutting head. This is a very important study, and the suction tube and the cutter head are attached to the so called ladder. With the ladder you can make it, the ladder with the cutter head is positioned at the fore of the vessel. In the front you can cut it, you can place it over there. Now, how the operations begins? The ladder is lowered under the water, and then the pumps are started and the cutter head set into the motion. This is that how in the sequence you will be working, and then the ladder will be lowered down until it touches the sea bed or the underwater bed where you want to do the cutting. and then it requires the maximum depth. So, this ladder length, it could be that depending on that how your pump will be designing. Sometimes if it one pump does not do, you will have to have a booster pumping, and that ladder length, it is you can make it a flexible, you can make it a telescopic, so that you can work at an undulated bathymetry of the river bed. So, then the dredging depth is not been reached at the end of the swing, the ladder is set more deeply and the ship will be moved in the opposite directions. That is the way how it cuts. Then step by step, one or more layers of water bed are cut away with the ladder is lowered and the cutting thickness of the end of the is swing. So, it will be swinging down from right to left, and also it will be lowered, and then it is the angle of the ladder with the ship, they will be controlled, and then you can get that reach for a particular measurements. So, the thickness of the layer can be removed by one swing depending on both the diameter and the cutter head. So, the machine parameters and the site conditions, they need to be matched for over here. So, depending on the type of material, you will have to select the cutter head. Now, different cutter heads are designed for different type of soil. For hard soil, non-cohesive soil, cohesive soil, they have got different requirements. For hard soil, the cutter head should be used so that it can withstand the impact forces on its teeth, because hard rock, it will be the impact will be more, and then you will have to withstand that. It should be heavy, but have a small contour with replaceable teeth, so that it can withstand extreme wear on the both the cutter head itself and on the teeth. So, that it should be replaceable design. Then often more teeth are used for hard soil, and good accurate tooth positioning are necessary. That is a more number of closely spaced, sometimes if of the short height, that is exactly requirement in a hard. But for non-cohesive, where that exactly it can be easily loosened, there you can number of teeth may be less, the length may be more. So, your this you need to see that while you are cutting, the cut material should not block. That is also one of the important, that is when it will block, if you are making it a more rotation, the cutting rate is more than the sucking rate, then there will be a blocking type of situations may arise, or there will be loss of material which is not cut. So, these are the things need to be considered while selecting. Now, you know that how the material get transported. The material dredged by the cutter is usually transported hydraulically through the pipeline. That is it is a slurry transport, simply it is a slurry transport. That is we may in the transportation machinery, we may discuss little bit of the slurry transport, and then it is also that after taking it as a slurry form, it will be loading onto the barge, but before that it may be doing a filtering, that the water parts is removed and this residue will be loaded into a barge. So, after that the barge can carry the material wherever it is required, and then sometimes the booster pump is required. That means, if your distance or the height or the head required is more, the same pump which is there near your cutter head, it may not work. So, you may have to get a booster pump. So, as it is said that if there is a sealed clay, gravel, sand, that your fractured rock, all these things can be dredged on that by this method, and then many times in the some of the pond clearing and all can be also done, but nowadays dredge are being used for sand mining very much. And then this machine is it can work under different conditions, and if you are judiciously using with a technological knowledge and know-how, and if you are following the designed parameters properly and referring to the manufacturer manual, there should not be trouble. But there is a possibility of how condition based maintenance can be brought in, how reliability based maintenance can be brought into it, and then the total productivity and economics of these machines can be improved by applying your knowledge input. So, this is very important that this machine has got the advantage, that is your cutter suction dredges, they are very advantageous in that it can work in hard materials, in the most trailing suction hopper dredges cannot handle, where other cannot handle, it can do it over there. And these self propelled machines, they can exactly they have got their own drive, as a ship it will be moving, but while it is working at that time it will be kept stationary. So, this because it has got a self propulsive systems, your cost can be advantageous over here, and then it can move from one place to another. So, that is why in a whole area can be mined with the help of it. The transportation cost will not be that much, just like in a surface mounted machines, because of the heavy weight transport is more, but in waterborne machines the transportation fuel cost is comparatively less. And then this machine exactly it require anchoring, and then because of the anchoring there is a certain things, and also with the wave and the sea wave, how it will be affecting, how it will be interacting with the other vehicular movements, those things some of the disadvantage it will be coming. So, overall this machine has got an utility, particularly in our coastal area, in our sand mining area, and also in the placer mining, not place mining, it is in case of our placer mining, that placer deposits of many of the rare earth minerals can be mined by this. And then dredger may be useful for remining of some of the tailing dams of our iron ore mines, where there could be the lean ores are kept, and then the tailings in which there is a good percentage of iron may be there, or there a dredging operations can be useful. So, I hope that you study from the net, there are number of articles available, and also some of the this application manuals, as well as I request you to see the websites of Indian Rare Earths Minerals or the Indian Port Trust, and you see that how different dredges are there for port management, but as such for the mining in underwater mining or undersea mining, our country has not much developed, though we have got the other methods of undersea mining, which some of you can definitely study and develop your expertise in this area. Thank you very much.